Well, let's talk now to Roger Pollen, head of the Federation of Small Businesses in Northern Ireland. Roger, welcome. Away from the politicians, the diplomats and the civil servants, at the sharp end of businesses trying to cross borders, what does this continued acrimony look like for businesses that you know and represent?
Well, it's deeply unhelpful. It's deeply unhelpful. We have been working under a sort of unsettled state for 18 months now. I suppose what is encouraging is, though, that during those 18 months, business has been making both sides of the negotiation aware of the issues that need to be overcome and resolved. The UK came forward with its command paper last year, and this legislation is now how it would put the findings of that command paper into effect. In other words, it's identified a lot of problems and has proposed solutions. The EU similarly has listened and has proposed solutions, but the two unfortunately just don't seem to be working together. And the problem really is, when you have something like this, it shouldn't be a negotiation. You would really like both parties to come to the table and say, how can we collectively resolve the problems that we collectively are facing here? And instead, they're trying to negotiate, which typically then means that somebody will have to give ground for somebody else to gain ground. And we're caught in the middle of that, and that's not helpful.
And for people outside Northern Ireland, and I guess even people inside Northern Ireland, I mean, this is a deeply tortuous story to explain. But in simple terms, why shouldn't the Northern Ireland Protocol be renegotiated?
Well, I think it comes down to that concept of renegotiation, or actually sitting down together to try and make something work, and say there are a lot of solutions on the table. The parties locally in Northern Ireland have all recognised over the last couple of months that the protocol needs to be fixed in some way or other. So that could be a small fix or a major renegotiation, but they all accept that it's not working as it is now. So we need to bend ourselves to find the solutions that will make that happen.
And what does changing it mean for relations with the EU?
Well, I think if you change it unilaterally, relations will be damaged. And if it could be changed by consensus, then relations could actually be really greatly warmed up. And your correspondent there talked about ideology. I think ideology has no place here. We need to focus on the practical solutions to the practical problems. So to give an example of that, a lot of store has been put by the Good Friday Agreement and the need for it to protect minorities. And yet we have a significant minority of businesses that are very badly affected by the way the protocol is operating. And that should be unacceptable to everybody. So there should be no ideology there. We should just be saying, what do we need to do to make it work for that small or that significant minority of businesses that are being badly impacted?
As the EU begins legal action today, I mean, realistically, what could this really achieve other than to draw out this process even longer and even further?
Well, I think you've captured it there exactly. It will draw out the process. It will create greater acrimony. It's unlikely to add the pressure that's necessary to get people to come together and find good solutions through consensus. So I think it's an unwelcome move today. I suppose all sides would say that what the other side has done has been unwelcome. But we are where we are. We now need to work out how do we step back from the brink of it and work our way through this calmly and sensibly. Because Northern Ireland has fantastic, doing great things. But this protocol is causing problems for many of them.
If you were a betting man, where would you put the chances of some kind of diplomatic negotiated resolution to this in the coming months?
You would stake the farm on it, because eventually we will get there. The question is, how many months do we have to wait? At the moment, we're sitting on 18. You could add another 180 months to that, and we will eventually get there. So the point is, how do we get to the end point much more quickly? Because all the time that we wait and see things, see grandstanding and see brinksmanship, is opportunity squandered, and that's unacceptable.
Roger Pollen, the head of the Federation of Small Businesses in Northern Ireland, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.